some people have never seen or knew a healthy relationship in order to entertain or interact in such a way. And it's not even about being toxic. It's just, I know what I know, and that's all I know. Not willing to grow to move forward in a better manner of relating. If you look at the word relationship, it is a relation-ship. Relay, a giving to, shun, a process of giving to and taking from. Ship, a process of giving to and taking from with some ultimate destination. Is going somewhere. Whether long-term relationship, marriage, whatever you want to call it, business, personal, it's a ship carrying you to some destination. So I look at people who refuse to communicate, refuse to do their part, but they expect that the other party in the relationship is just going to be there, and it's just going to be this person just waiting. That doesn't happen. Life moves forward, and without communication, nobody knows where anyone is. And the less you communicate, the more you say in action that you're not in a relationship. And even though people may not understand what love is, but they know how they feel. And just because you're connected does not mean you're loved. And just because you say you love someone, that doesn't mean you do love someone. Love is a service, sacrifice. And when you are giving, you do it for the other person because you decided you wanted to relate to that person. And a lot of people say online, I love you. Man, I'm gonna be honest. You may be listening to this and I may not love you. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not there. The best love I can give you is this information right here. That's the action. That's the act of love I'm giving. But I mean, let's just be honest. You come to me and ask me for $100, I'm gonna be like, you gonna help me pay my child support? Like, real talk. So I mean, I just look at, when we say love, what do we really mean? Like, what does that mean? And I think that's the biggest confusion in relationships, is that people think that just because I say I love you or I want stuff from you, to have something to keep me encouraged and moving forward. And I even look at people who, and I mean, it's a lot of people who have loved their job, their work. I mean, they sacrificed and served it and done for it more than they've done for anything or anyone in their lives. Maybe perhaps their parents or a relative or a friend. But I look at men and women who are so lonely in their 40s, 50s, 60s because they never withstood the test of love and meeting somebody where they at. I mean, especially when somebody's giving you what you need. I mean, if they there for you, if you call them out the blue and they show up for you, that says a lot. But if weeks and weeks go by and you can't be there for that person when they're reaching out to you, you know, it says a lot too. One-way streets often end without a turnaround. And when I say that, I mean when only one person is given, when they give out, they don't want to go back. Because what are they going back to? Like, if you're going back to a relationship, you have to think about, like, what are you going back to? Like, what are you trying to work out? What's the end game? Where's the ship going to go? And it's so much easier to make money and to have children, I ain't say raise them, than it is to have a relationship, because it requires the same work energy that you put into attaining skills and trades and making money. It's just that we feel like making money is more controllable because we don't put so much feeling into it. Some people do. Some people have a bad relationship with it, but it's just sad to see so many lonely people out here because they don't want to grow. They choose not to know, and they think it's okay to do whatever they want to do and have it their way. Well, eating too much Burger King is unhealthy. If you don't get it, the Burger King slogan is you can have it your way. So, with my lame jokes, I'm still serious about what are you putting into your relationships, whether with your parents, other relatives, your children, the significant others in your lives. Like, what are you doing to say that I care? And I mean, it's not that you have to do something every day, but some relationships do require regular maintenance. Some relationships don't require daily maintenance or weekly maintenance. And it's not healthy to be a needy person in relationships, but it is healthy to recognize.
There's a 7-minute slowdown in 3 miles. You're still on the fastest route.
It is healthy to recognize that happy medium of meeting each other's needs and communicating. A person shouldn't have to keep guessing or asking you about what's going on. And when you shut people out, you don't say that you want to be with them. I mean, especially if they, it's been over a year that you've been dealing with somebody and they've consistently been on your side and had your best interest at heart. And I don't know. I just look at the state of so many people. It's just sad. It's just sad. I mean, people don't want to be just by themselves all the time. That's just a fact. But some people are just so guarded and broken that they just rather be by themselves. I know for myself personally, if I give you repetitive reminders that, hey, my needs not being met, I'm not gonna keep asking. I'm just gonna move on because it's just not worth it. I mean, because at the end of the day, if you're not gonna change, the frustration gonna still be there. And especially when that's a major, in my book or in other people's book. I mean, what do we tolerate? Now, there's we have to look at things in context, but if there's a healthy reason why, then fine. But if we just being selfish, that's just not cool. When you can do for everybody else and this, that, and the other. But you know, some people feel like everything has to be perfect just for them to be around, and it's like, I don't know. Sometimes we feel like we have too many options. But I just recognize, with my experience, I'd just rather be by myself than be mistreated anymore. It's too much responsibility in this world with trying to bring somebody else into your world, and they don't get it. They want your sacrifice, but they don't want to sacrifice on their end. It's not fair. Life ain't fair, but in relationships, it should be fair at some point. A lot of people don't want to get it. They don't want to understand. They don't want to relate. They don't want to give and take. They don't want to be in that cycle of reaping and sowing the good, or sowing into the love account. Every blue moon giving something is not a relationship. If you keep giving people the crumbs, they end up starving. But life goes on. And I reflect on so many times that I was not there in past relationships, and other times in different relationships where people weren't there for me. I'm really learning to...
You are in a 5-minute slowdown. You are on the fastest route. You should reach your destination by 2:34 p.m.
I am truly learning to enjoy being single. And just keep improving myself and hold on to my standards and not be so legalistic that I can't compromise. But at the same time, when you lower your standards so low that you have nothing, you're really by yourself anyway. And if you're not by yourself, you are not loving yourself enough to say you deserve what you want. It is what it is. Some people are loyal, and some people are misleading in their loyalty. And you have to have a relationship with God to know the difference. I know one thing for sure. I don't always hear God clearly in relationships, because I know after my last marriage, I'm real looking over my shoulder like, not to say that I haven't healed from it, but it's just like I'm really cautious about what I feel I'm hearing from God, and if it doesn't line up with, I don't want to say what I want, but if it doesn't line up with what's being shown, I don't invest years into a relationship. Matter of fact, I'm at the point now, like, I'm not willing to invest too many months without some authentication of what God promised. And I'm gonna tell you, only thing that keeps me around people is has God blessed this relationship? And I mean, that's, with male friends or female friends and intimate partners. If there's no blessing on that relationship, it's a waste of time. I got childhood friends that I don't deal with anymore. It's like, I can be associates, but like on that intimate level, it's like we not in that same flow. And I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. It's just sometimes you're just in a different season or a different lane or a different space, or you're just not there, where they at. And as a grown person, you have to make decisions, especially when, with the way the world is. It's unhealthy to continue in relationships that just are not fulfilling. And I'm not talking about marriage. I don't want to be confusing with that. You should work on your marriage more than you do just a basic relationship. Marriage is covenant. And I just think too many people have too many options today, and we complicate life and we don't recognize the complexity of people and their mindsets and their baggage and everything that they've had to go through. And it's just, there's so much more to a person than just lies, truth, facts, opinions, trauma, triggers, good side, indifference. We're all complex beings. The anointing a person has, the imperfections. Oh, this person is just the absolute wonderful, this, that, and the other. It's just so much more to a person. We got wars going on overseas. Just got so much going on in this world. I just pray that y'all find somebody that will stay by your side and who you can stay by their side and weather the storms with. All right, well, that's it. I hope you got something from it. I think I am going to shut this down.